Hello again, this is another G1 Transformers review, and this is another two G1 cassettes, Decepticon cassettes, and this is Beastbox and squawktalk, Beastbox being the purple one here, and squawktalk being the turquoise one. These differ from the original cassettes in the fact that these cassettes, the labels are printed on rather than being the paper stickers of the originals, which is a little bit better in some respects because they don't peel off, though obviously you'd have to be careful you don't scratch them. As you can see, they came with their individual chromed weapons. Now I'll transform them into their alt modes, and you can see them, like I say, transformed, but they do have another little string to their bow, which the other cassettes don't have. Now, looking at the more robot side of the cassette, you've got Beastbox's one. Now, you fold these grey pieces round and just tilt the purple ends up slightly. Bring these bits round, flip out the little hands and just extend them, and then you just flip up the little head there, and what you've basically got there is a little gorilla. I'll get that back in shot for you with these Decepticon logos. Now, as with again all cassette formers, they have their weapons which peg in on their backs, and there you go, you've got your little Decepticon gorilla figure there. You just have to balance him out to get him to sit right on his feet. Let's get that right. There you go, like that. Now with squawktalk, he's, again, I'll turn him round, which gives the game away of what he transforms into. To transform him, you pull out the sides there and flip down these parts and flip these back. You flip up this grey piece, which becomes a tail, and flip up these grey pieces, which become wing tips, and then it's just a case of flipping over the centre there, and there you get more of a condor, I think, than more than Laserbeak or Buzzsaw's. I don't know. I mean, they class them as a condor, I think, in some write-ups, but I think they're more eaglish with the shape of their beaks, whereas squawktalk's got a bigger wingspan, so I think condor's probably more apt for him. And as you see, his weapons pegging on his back, the same as, like I say, with all G1 cassette formers. It's a nice little cassette. It could have done. He's got quite nice moulding on there, but he could have done with a little bit more colour to him. It's just a shame that you lose it all from the sticker detail underneath, really. But a nice little cassette former in his own right, and they look pretty good. But they do have another alt mode which has its good and bad points. I'll just take the weapons off first. They're a little bit tight in these holes. Now, you leave Beastbox's arms as they are, but you, I've got to look back here, you flip him over this way, which gives the game away because there's another face. Flip his arms like that, and you leave these grey pieces, which are his legs, behind his head, which becomes unfortunate. I'll bring that down, sorry. Brings that these round the back here, which unfortunately gives him a nasty bit of kibble on the back of his head, but that's not avoidable, unfortunately. And that's basically half of the transformation. And then you take squawktalk and you flip his tail back, bring his head back, pull the wings round to the front. I think you can probably see where this is going. Flip these round and shut the wings, and there you've got a basic pair of legs with not a great deal of articulation unless you want to break your legs sideways, but no knee or hip articulation. But you take the two pieces what you folded down from his feet, and they plug directly, get that down in shot, they plug directly into these two ports at the bottom of beastbox. I just fold them out, that's it, just to line them up. And there you go, and that plugs in like that. Now I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit because now he's got a little bit taller. Now it's not a bad little figure. He's, you know, he's a decent little robot. He's a bit spindly if you turn him sideways, but quite nice. You know, he's not a bad figure to have in the background. I do prefer to keep them in their other alt modes really though. And the other thing you can do is combine their weapons. So you stick beast boxes on top of squawk talks, and they will actually clip onto his arm like that. And do the other side. They just peg together, and then the wing parts, squawk talks guns, just clip onto his arms. But it's not a bad little, like I say, not a bad little figure. Quite well armed now. He's got his guns on him. A little bit suspect where the head of the condor is, but at least said about that, probably the better. I'll bring that in so you can get a bit more detail, and at least you do get a little bit more colour there because it's using a little bit more the cassette side of beastbox's body. You do at least jazz it up a little bit, and it's always nice that he's got his Decepticon logos on his shoulders anyway. But yeah, it's quite a good little figure, and a little bit unusual. This, again, I do not believe was released in England. I believe that they were only released in Japan and in America. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that review. An unusual little figure, you don't see that often over in England. And I shall see you again for another Transformers review.